Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of manipulation, constantly second-guessing yourself and questioning your worth? That's the reality of playing a narcissist game, a game designed to leave you feeling powerless and dependent. But here's the truth. You don't have to play by their rules. Today we'll explore how to recognize their tactics, set boundaries, and take back control of your life. It's time to reclaim your power and step into the strength that's always been within you. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, skilled at creating a reality where they hold the power, and you feel trapped, questioning your sanity and self-worth. To free yourself from this cycle, the first step is recognizing the game they're playing. It's a subtle and insidious process, but once you see it for what it is, their hold on you begins to weaken. Narcissists thrive on control, and they achieve this by distorting the truth, shifting blame, and using your emotions against you. They are experts at gaslighting, making you doubt your own perception of events. They might say or do something hurtful and then deny it ever happened, leaving you confused and wondering if you imagined it. Over time, this creates a cloud of self-doubt, a mental fog that makes you more reliant on their version of reality. Another tactic they use is shifting the blame. In every conflict, they position themselves as the victim or the hero, leaving you as a scapegoat. If you point out their flaws or call out their behavior, they'll twist the narrative, making it seem like you're the unreasonable one. This relentless blame shifting is not just about avoiding accountability. It's about eroding your confidence and making you doubt your instincts. They want you to internalize the idea that you're the problem, that you're overreacting, and that without them you'd be lost. Chaos is another tool in their arsenal. Narcissists thrive in an environment where emotions run high and clarity is elusive. They create confusion by alternating between extremes, showering you with praise one moment and tearing you down the next. This hot and cold behavior keeps you off balance, always striving for their approval while fearing their disapproval. It's a calculated strategy to keep you emotionally dependent on them. Understanding these tactics is critical because it allows you to step back and see the patterns for what they are, a means of control. When you recognize the game, you can begin to detach emotionally. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting their behavior define your sense of self. You stop internalizing their criticisms and start seeing their manipulations as a reflection of their own insecurities, not your worth. Awareness is a powerful first step, but it's not enough on its own. Once you see the game, you have to decide that you won't play it anymore. This decision isn't always easy. It can be frightening to stand up to a narcissist, especially if there's someone you care about deeply or someone who holds a significant place in your life, like a partner, family member, or boss. But the truth is, as long as you stay in the game, they hold the power. Reclaiming your power starts with the decision to step out of the cycle. You don't have to engage in every argument. You don't have to defend yourself against every accusation. And most importantly, you don't have to seek their approval to validate your worth. The beauty of recognizing a narcissist's game is that it allows you to choose a different path. You can reclaim your power by shifting your focus from them to you. Start paying attention to your needs, your goals, and your happiness. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who validate your feelings, and who remind you of your value. Invest in your growth, whether that's through therapy, self-reflection, or pursuing passions that reignite your sense of purpose. The moment you stop giving the narcissist your energy and start redirecting it toward your well-being, you're taking back control. This process isn't about defeating the narcissist or proving them wrong. It's about liberating yourself. It's about stepping out of the fog of manipulation and seeing yourself clearly again. You are not the weak, broken person they've tried to convince you that you are. You are resilient, capable, and deserving of respect and love. By recognizing the game and choosing not to play, you're reclaiming your power and writing a new narrative, one where you are in control, free to live authentically and unapologetically. Setting firm boundaries is one of the most crucial steps in stopping a narcissist from controlling your life. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are about defining the limits of what you will and will not tolerate. A narcissist thrives in relationships where the lines are blurred, where they can push and pull without resistance. By creating clear boundaries, you establish a framework for respect and self-protection, signaling to the narcissist and to yourself that your well-being comes first. This process begins with understanding your own needs and values, as boundaries are deeply personal and rooted in what you hold as important. One of the challenges of setting boundaries with a narcissist is that they are likely to resist, manipulate, and test those boundaries repeatedly. They may see your newfound assertiveness as a challenge to their control and respond with guilt trips, anger, or attempts to undermine your resolve. For example, if you decide not to engage in arguments over trivial matters, they might escalate the conflict to provoke a reaction. If you distance yourself from their negativity, they might accuse you of being cold or uncaring. This is why it's essential to prepare yourself for pushback and to remain firm in your stance. Your boundaries are not about controlling their behavior, but about controlling your own reactions and protecting your peace. The key to successful boundary setting lies in consistency. It's not enough to set a boundary once, you must enforce it repeatedly. If you tell a narcissist that you will not tolerate disrespectful language and then allow it to continue without consequence, they will learn that your words are empty. However, if you consistently uphold your boundaries, they will begin to realize that their usual tactics are no longer effective. This consistency requires courage and persistence, especially in the face of their resistance. It may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've been conditioned to prioritize their needs over your own. But with time, it becomes an empowering habit. Setting boundaries also means learning to detach emotionally from their reactions. A narcissist will often use emotional manipulation to break down your defenses, playing on your empathy or fear to regain control. They might cry, rage, or act as though your boundaries are an attack on them. It's important to remind yourself that their reaction is not your responsibility. Your job is not to manage their emotions, but to take care of your own. Detaching doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop internalizing their attempts to guilt or shame you into compliance. Another important aspect of boundary setting is clear communication. You cannot assume that the narcissist will understand or respect your limits unless you articulate them directly. This doesn't mean engaging in lengthy debates or justifications. Instead, be concise and firm. For example, you might say, "I will not engage in conversations that involve personal attacks. If this continues, I will remove myself from the discussion." Keep your tone calm and assertive, avoiding emotional outbursts that the narcissist can use to derail the conversation. It's also worth acknowledging that some boundaries may require physical or emotional distance. In some cases, limiting contact or even going no contact might be necessary to fully protect yourself. This can be particularly difficult when the narcissist is a close family member or someone you've invested significant time and energy into. However, your mental and emotional health should always be your priority. Removing yourself from toxic environments isn't an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-preservation. Establishing boundaries is not just about managing your relationship with the narcissist. It's about reclaiming your autonomy and reminding yourself of your inherent worth. Each time you set and enforce a boundary, you reinforce the message that you deserve respect and that your needs matter. Over time, this process helps to rebuild your confidence and self-esteem, which may have been eroded by the narcissist's behavior. Ultimately, setting firm boundaries is an act of empowerment. It's a declaration that you will no longer be a participant in their game. By defining and defending your limits, you reclaim the control that the narcissist once held over you. It's a transformative step that not only protects you from their manipulation, but also paves the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. Reclaiming your self-worth is an essential part of breaking free from a narcissist's game. Narcissists often erode your sense of value by chipping away at your confidence and self-esteem. They project their insecurities onto you, using tactics like criticism, comparison, and emotional manipulation to make you feel small and unworthy. Over time, this can lead you to question your abilities, your decisions, and even your identity. Reclaiming your self-worth starts with recognizing that your value does not depend on their validation or approval. It is inherent and unshakable, no matter what they try to make you believe. One of the first steps in reclaiming your self-worth is to detach from their narrative. Narcissists often create a version of you that aligns with their need for control. They may label you as too sensitive, too needy, or too difficult. And over time, these labels can become internalized. But these are not truths, they are tools the narcissist uses to maintain power. Start questioning these labels and challenge the belief systems they've instilled in you. Ask yourself whether these judgments truly reflect who you are, or whether they are distortions designed to keep you doubting yourself. Reconnecting with your authentic self is a powerful way to reclaim your sense of worth. Take time to reflect on who you were before the narcissist's influence took hold. What were your passions, strengths, and dreams? Rediscovering these aspects of yourself can be deeply empowering. Journaling, meditating, or engaging in activities you once loved can help you reconnect with your core identity. Remember, your worth is not defined by the roles you play in someone else's life, but by the unique qualities and strengths you bring to the world. Building self-worth also involves creating a new inner dialogue. Narcissists often leave you with a critical internal voice that echoes their judgments and manipulations. It's time to replace that voice with one of self-compassion and encouragement. Whenever you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts about your abilities or worth, pause and reframe them. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, remind yourself, I am capable and deserving of respect. This shift in mindset won't happen overnight, but with practice, you can retrain your mind to see yourself in a more positive and empowering light. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is another key step. Narcissists often isolate you from others, making it easier for them to manipulate you. Rebuilding connections with friends, family, or communities that uplift you can remind you of your value. These are the people who see your worth without needing to control or diminish you. They can offer a mirror that reflects your strengths and help counteract the negative narrative the narcissist has imposed on you. It's also important to celebrate small victories along the way. Reclaiming your self-worth is not a single event but an ongoing journey. Each time you stand up for yourself, set a boundary, or refuse to internalize their criticism, you are taking a step toward reclaiming your power. Acknowledge and honor these moments as evidence of your growth and resilience. The more you recognize your progress, the more you'll begin to see yourself as the strong, capable person you truly are. Therapy or counseling can be an invaluable tool in this process. A skilled therapist can help you untangle the layers of manipulation and rebuild your self-esteem. They can provide guidance, support, and tools to help you heal from the emotional wounds inflicted by the narcissist. Healing is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength and commitment to yourself. Reclaiming your self-worth is about recognizing that you are not defined by someone else's opinions or actions. You are a whole, deserving, and valuable individual, regardless of the narrative the narcissist has tried to impose on you. By focusing on your growth, surrounding yourself with positivity, and rediscovering your inner strength, you can break free from their control and live a life that reflects your true worth. This process is not just about escaping their game, it's about rediscovering the power and beauty within yourself that was always there, waiting to shine. Choosing empowered responses is one of the most effective ways to disarm a narcissist and regain control over your life. Narcissists rely on emotional reactions to fuel their behavior. They thrive on provoking anger, frustration, or sadness because it reinforces their sense of power and control. Breaking free from this cycle requires a shift in how you respond to their actions. Instead of reacting emotionally, you must learn to respond rationally and intentionally. This shift not only disrupts their control, but also helps you maintain your peace and clarity in challenging situations. The first step to choosing empowered responses is understanding your emotional triggers. Narcissists have a keen ability to identify your vulnerabilities and exploit them to their advantage. They may bring up past mistakes, question your competence, or target your insecurities to elicit a reaction. Becoming aware of these triggers allows you to prepare and respond differently. When you recognize that their comments are designed to provoke you, you can choose to disengage emotionally rather than taking the bait. This awareness puts you in the driver's seat, allowing you to dictate how you respond instead of letting them control the interaction. One effective way to respond is by maintaining a calm and composed demeanor, regardless of how the narcissist behaves. This can be incredibly difficult, especially when their words or actions are hurtful, but it is a powerful way to neutralize their attempts at manipulation. Narcissists thrive on chaos and conflict. When you refuse to engage, it denies them the reaction they seek. Practice taking a deep breath, pausing and responding with calm, measured words. This not only protects your emotional well-being, but also sends a clear message that their tactics no longer work on you. Another strategy is to use neutral and non-reactive language. When a narcissist tries to provoke you, respond with statements that are factual and emotionally detached. For example, if they accuse you of being difficult, you might reply, "I understand that's how you feel," without defending yourself or arguing. This type of response acknowledges their comment without validating or engaging in their narrative. Over time, they may realize that their attempts to manipulate you are no longer effective, leading them to lose interest in engaging you in the same way. Setting boundaries in your communication is equally important. Narcissists often dominate conversations, steer them toward their agenda, or use them as a platform to criticize or manipulate. You can take back control by limiting the topics you discuss and steering the conversation away from negativity. If they start to criticize or provoke you, redirect the conversation or calmly end it. For instance, you might say, "I'm not comfortable discussing this," or "Let's focus on something productive." Consistently enforcing these communication boundaries sends a strong message that you will not tolerate their toxic behavior. Another critical aspect of empowered responses is learning when to disengage completely. Not every comment or situation warrants a response. In many cases, the most empowering choice is to walk away. Silence can be a powerful tool, especially when a narcissist is attempting to draw you into an argument or manipulate your emotions. Disengaging is not a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of strength and self-control. It shows that you value your peace more than winning a futile battle. Empowered responses also involve focusing on your goals and priorities rather than allowing the narcissist to dictate the direction of your energy. Narcissists often create drama and distractions to keep you off balance and focused on them. By consciously redirecting your attention to your own life, aspirations, and well-being, you take back the power they've tried to claim. This might mean setting aside time for self-care, pursuing a passion, or working toward a personal goal. When your energy is focused on growth and positivity, you become less susceptible to their attempts to derail you. It's also essential to practice self-compassion throughout this process. Responding in an empowered way is not always easy, and there will be times when you may slip back into old patterns of reacting emotionally. When this happens, be kind to yourself and remember that growth is a journey. Each step you take toward choosing empowered responses is a victory, no matter how small it may seem. Ultimately, empowered responses are about reclaiming your control and shifting the dynamic in your favor. By responding calmly, setting boundaries, and focusing on your own growth, you take away the narcissist's ability to manipulate you. Over time, this not only weakens their hold over you, but also strengthens your confidence, your resilience. Choosing empowered responses is a declaration of your independence, a statement that you refuse to be controlled by their tactics and are committed to living life on your own terms. Focusing on personal growth is one of the most transformative steps in breaking free from a narcissist's control. When you shift your energy away from the manipulation and toward your own development, you begin to rebuild the confidence and self-esteem that may have been eroded over time. Personal growth allows you to reclaim your identity, rediscover your passions, and create a life where you thrive independently of the narcissist's influence. It is an empowering journey that requires commitment, self-reflection, and the willingness to prioritize your own well-being. One of the first steps in focusing on personal growth is identifying areas of your life that have been neglected or overshadowed by the narcissist's demands. Narcissists often dominate relationships, leaving little room for you to pursue your own goals or interests. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What dreams have you put on hold? What activities bring you joy and fulfillment? Reconnecting with these aspects of yourself can be incredibly healing. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, learning a new skill, or advancing in your career, investing in your own growth reminds you of your capabilities and reaffirms your sense of purpose. Another important aspect of personal growth is developing emotional resilience. Narcissistic relationships can leave you feeling drained, insecure, and emotionally vulnerable. Building resilience involves learning to manage your emotions in healthy ways and strengthening your ability to cope with challenges. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, or journaling can help you process your emotions and gain clarity. These tools allow you to observe your feelings without being consumed by them, enabling you to make thoughtful decisions rather than reactive ones. Over time, emotional resilience becomes a powerful shield against the narcissist's attempts to manipulate or control you. Focusing on your physical health is also a key component of personal growth. Narcissistic relationships can take a toll on your body as well as your mind. Chronic stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion can manifest in physical symptoms, making self-care essential. Prioritize activities that nurture your body, such as regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep. Physical health and mental well-being are deeply interconnected, and taking care of your body can improve your mood, boost your energy, and enhance your overall sense of empowerment. Building a supportive network is another vital element of personal growth. Narcissists often isolate their victims, creating a sense of dependency that makes it harder to leave or resist their influence. Reaching out to trusted friends, family, or support groups can help you rebuild your social connections and gain perspective. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people reminds you of your worth and provides a source of encouragement as you navigate your journey of growth. These relationships serve as a counterbalance to the negativity you may have experienced, helping you to heal and move forward. Personal growth also involves redefining your narrative. A narcissist often imposes a version of reality that diminishes your achievements and emphasizes your flaws. Reclaiming your story means acknowledging your strengths, celebrating your accomplishments, and reframing the way you see yourself. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes or regrets, focus on the lessons you've learned and the progress you've made. Each step you take towards self-improvement is a testament to your resilience and determination. Setting meaningful goals is another powerful way to focus on growth. When you have clear, achievable objectives, you shift your attention away from the narcissist's drama and toward creating a fulfilling future. Start with small, manageable steps and build momentum as you go. Whether it's personal, professional, or creative goals, the act of working towards something positive reinforces your sense of agency and reminds you that you are in control of your life. As you focus on personal growth, it's essential to practice self-compassion and patience. Healing and rebuilding take time. And there will be moments when progress feels slow or setbacks occur. Treat yourself with kindness, and remember that growth is not a linear process. Every effort you make to prioritize yourself is a step toward greater empowerment and freedom. Ultimately, personal growth is about reclaiming your life and embracing the potential that lies within you. It's about shifting from a state of survival to one of thriving, where your happiness and success are no longer tied to the narcissist's approval or behavior. By investing in yourself, you take back the power they tried to steal and create a life that reflects your true worth and values. The journey of personal growth is not just a means of escaping their control, it's a path to rediscovering the strength, joy, and fulfillment that have always been yours to claim.